Hi, everyone, and welcome back. I've got another amazing wellness warrior for you today. Her name is Trina Felber, and she's the creator and CEO of Primal Life Organics. I met Trina at one of our masterminds business meetings, and I love her story. I love what she's doing. And so we're just going to dive right in. She's basically created an all-natural dental care company that focuses on oral health as the gateway to internal health. And my listeners know that essential number 5 is to embrace biological dentistry. And so they understand the importance between oral health and their overall health. So welcome, Trina. I'm so glad you're here.
Thanks, Dr. V. And I love to know that because a lot of people don't get that connection. So I love that you guys focus on oral health as the gateway to internal health. So that's perfect. I'm so excited.
It is. It's very perfect. Now, you started off as a nurse. You were a traditional medical nurse for 25 years. Now, what caused the shift to Primal Life Organics? That's a great story.
It's a good story. Yeah, it's a kind of a sad but really good ending story. So I was 39 years old, almost 40. I had just graduated from anesthesia school, starting a new career. My husband and I went to, we weren't married at the time. We went to Fiji to get married. And I was under the impression I would not be able to get pregnant very easily. So I was shocked when on the honeymoon in Fiji that when I got home, I was actually pregnant. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I was really like on cloud 9. And then at week 7, I had a miscarriage. So we were very healthy. And I'm always the type of person that I look at things and go, you know what? If this happened for a reason, maybe I can figure out something and make myself better. So I started looking at everything in my environment. We changed what we did our laundry with. We changed our cleaning supplies. And then one morning, I luckily got pregnant again right away. I was at week 7 where I had miscarried. And I was, always weighing on my mind, is this going to happen again? Am I ever going to really be able to be a mom and make it full term? And I was getting ready for work one morning and I glanced down right at my moisturizer and I, probably the first time ever, looked at the ingredients and was just flabbergasted that there were things in there that I knew were toxins. And I knew that the blood, the barrier, the placental blood, there's not as strong of a barrier, and that things can cross through to my baby that was being developed. So I instantly got rid of almost everything. And that morning I actually went into my kitchen and grabbed some olive oil because the ladies in Italy are gorgeous and that's what they use. So I grabbed some olive oil and I put it on my skin and I went to work and I started doing just research, looking everything up. And I realized there's really nothing out there that feeds the skin nutrients, like real food. So I started creating my own skincare line, and that led to just a whole bunch of products that were working. For the first time ever, I suffered with acne until I switched to making my own products. And then remarkably, my acne completely disappeared within about 2 to 3 months, completely gone. So I knew that it was related to some of the products, the ingredients in the products that I was using, and my skin never looked better. So that's really how it got started. And then when my daughter, that pregnancy, my daughter was born, she was healthy. I was breastfeeding her one day and said to my husband, I should probably sell this stuff. It's really good. And he did like a 180 because he's an entrepreneur by life. And he said, just figure out what you want to be called and I'll get someone to do your logo and we'll get a website up. And here we are 10 years later. Well, actually 11 years later.
Wow. Wow. So from skincare to oral health. So what prompted the interest in oral health?
So that, of course, started with my daughter as well. So I personally didn't have great dental health either. My teeth, believe it or not, my teeth when I was around 40, I'm 51 right now. When I was 40, my teeth started chipping. Within a couple weeks of each other, I had 2 teeth chip. And It didn't dawn on me at that point because it was me. It didn't dawn on me. I was busy being a mom. I got it taken care of. And then my daughter, at the age of 2, one of her molars came in with a natural cavity. There was a dark spot on the tooth.
Really?
Yeah. So we took her to the dentist, and, you know, she was 2. We were eating paleo and eating healthy. And so we were like, what is that? And so he said, well, that's a natural cavity. And I didn't realize this can happen in utero. He said, when she was being developed, when the moment that tooth was probably being developed, I probably had some sort of either infection or high fever or some stress on my body that caused a defect in that tooth.
Never heard of that. Never heard of
No,
that. That's
isn't that crazy?
amazing.
And he
Yeah.
said normally it happens to both molars or both teeth on each side because they develop at the same time. But for her, it was just one side. But he said he took a look at the tooth, and I have a tooth really, I'm going to show you guys. So he took a look at the tooth, and it sort of looked like this, but it was a little bit bigger. It was rounder, but this is what a cavity sort of looks like. And he said, that's a pretty significant cavity or defect. He goes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a temporary filling in it since she's 2. Otherwise, I'd have to put her to sleep. And we said, no. So he said, I'll put a temporary filling in it. He goes, most likely that temporary filling is going to fall out in 2 to 3 months. And he said, and I really don't expect that tooth to last more than a year. And most likely that tooth that should last until she's 11 or 12 will probably have to be pulled within a year. But we'll just put a temporary filling in it and hope for the best.
Right.
And I walked out of there going, there is no way this mother and nurse is going to hope for the best.
Right.
I'm going to do my research, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I just started looking at what are we brushing our teeth with, which really truly was considered a natural product. And it wasn't the cause of that. It was all in utero. But I realized that if I continued brushing her teeth with what we were using, it wasn't going to do any good for her tooth or her mouth. In fact, if you're brushing with anything that's really off the shelf, that's even commercially made, you're really not doing anything for your oral health or your internal health. So I found Dr. Weston Price, who was a dentist in the early 1900s and founded there's the Weston Price Foundation. And in fact, I had found him when I was breastfeeding, and I made my own breast milk with his formula instead of using formula. But I came across him, and he had done research about the third world countries and how their dental health was so good. And when you look at them, they have these huge, beautiful white teeth, big smiles, big jaws, no gut. They have very little fat. They don't suffer from diabetes and obesity and heart disease. So what's going on? What are they doing that we're not doing? What's their secret? So what he discovered was that basically their diet and the soil that they were growing their diet, their food in, they were eating all real food and not processed. And they were able to remineralize their teeth. They didn't have gum disease. They didn't have cavities. And it was related to their soil and their diet. So I took that information and I said, you know, if it's related to the minerals in the soil, I can probably figure out how to make a powder or a paste to brush your teeth with that's going to help. And what I came up with as I'm going through this process is there's a couple things that need to happen inside the mouth in order for your mouth to stay healthy. And the real thing is it has to be alkalizing for the mouth, whatever you're brushing with. It has to have minerals in it, and it has to support a healthy microbiome. If those 3 things aren't happening, here's the key. Your saliva can't protect you for 24 hours, which is really the important thing. What I'm doing is enabling your body to get back to the way it's supposed to function and allow your saliva, which is alkaline, which has good antimicrobial, antibacterial properties in it, and it supports a healthy microbiome, and it supports digestion, but it also has the minerals in it to remineralize your teeth. If I allow your saliva to function that way, because I put the environment inside your mouth that is supportive of that, I can keep you healthier with stronger teeth, less gum disease, and then that translates into better internal health. So that's what I did. Now, what's really fun is that tooth that wasn't expected to last even 1 year fell out when she was 10 and a half, almost 11 years old naturally. And that original filling that was only supposed to last like 2 months was still in place.
That's amazing.
That's too strong. Yeah. So I formulated my Dirty Mouth tooth powder, which is alkalizing, mineral rich, and supports a healthy microbiome.
Awesome. Now, that brings me to the next question. So you go to your traditional dentist and they'll say, you have a cavity, we need to fill it right away. But there's more and more research, and your daughter's an example, that if you remineralize and alkalize your mouth properly, you can actually reverse dental caries in your mouth. Is that true?
Oh, statistically, absolutely. In fact, I was just looking at some of the most recent research, and almost 100% of adults, I mean, it's unbelievable, the statistic, almost 100% of adults have oral health or oral disease.
Mm-hmm.
It's gingivitis, cavities, bad breath. If you have bad breath, that's a sign of an imbalance of your good and bad bacteria. If you have a good bacteria living inside your mouth, you really should not have bad breath unless you have a dry mouth for some reason, you're dehydrated, but really you should not have bad breath. So statistically, and what was interesting in that same line of statistics, it said oral health or oral disease is 100% preventable. The problem is we have been brainwashed into believing that the products on the market are out there to prevent oral disease. And what they're really selling you, if you look at the ingredients, they're selling you cavities, gum disease, and internal inflammation is what they're really selling you. Because the ingredients, when you break down the ingredients and what they actually do, they're destroying your microbiome. They're causing acid production inside your mouth, which then means during an acid production, you lose minerals. When your enamel is in touch with any kind of acids, whether it's from food or bacteria or sugar or whatever the case may be, minerals leave your enamel, and that is why we start to get sensitivity. Sensitivities a lot of times happen when there's generalized mineral loss all around the tooth. You get a cavity when it's more of a localized. So when you have a lot of minerals leave a certain area, that's when you end up with something like this, that then eventually gets down into the layer beneath your hard enamel, which is your dentin. In your dentin, there's fluid in there. There's fluid filled, it's fluid filled with a mineral content, but it also has antimicrobial and antibacterial properties to protect the pulp, which has your blood vessels and it has your nerves in it. So as soon as it gets down into your dentin, then anything else that gets in there, the reason you start to get pain is because your nerves, most of the things that we have in our mouth are caustic or irritating to our nerves. And that's why you'll end up getting the pain or the sensations of, that tingling or that buzz or whatever you want to call it when you eat something that causes that irritation. So, but it's preventable and it's actually fixable as long as you change whatever you're doing. I tell people,
yeah,
you have to make that change.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when I started researching dental toothpaste, I mean, one of the things that amazed me on the back of the label says, call Poison Control Center if you swallow. That should tell you something, right? Because it's being absorbed through the capillaries in the mouth, right? The buccal cavity, and that's going straight to the bloodstream. It's like when you take nitroglycerin, bam, it goes into your bloodstream very fast. But one of the things that I was flabbergasted, which I really shouldn't have been, but it was Triclosan. So tell us about Triclosan.
Oh yeah. So that's in, a lot of the hand sanitizers, soaps. It's in a lot of stuff, face washes.
Antibacterial, right?
It's antibacterial, meaning it's going to kill. It's really a potent one, and it's going to kill not just your good bacteria, but it's going to wipe out all of your, not just the bad bacteria, but it's going to wipe out all of your good bacteria as well, which basically means that you are sterilizing your mouth. I say it's the same thing as taking an antibiotic, but you're brushing your teeth twice a day, every day. So it's like taking that potent antibiotic twice a day, every day for life, and expecting your body to be able to recoup in the time between a good bacteria basis so that you don't get bacterial infections and viral infections and things like that. People that suffer from chronic sinus infections probably could get rid of them if they change the environment inside their mouth and stopped wiping out their good bacteria. If you stop and think about, there's really only two ways for things to get into your body. It's either through what you're eating or it's through your mouth and your skin. So like some sort of the external barrier through through your gum tissue, which would be the same type of bacteria or protection as your skin. Those are the only two ways. And like you mentioned, when you absorb things either through your skin or through your tissue inside your mouth, it's going directly into your bloodstream. And that's why there's that correlation between heart disease and gum disease or the plaque inside your mouth. And what's really cool, the information that's coming out now, I just talked to a dentist, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, who mentioned that not all plaque is not really a bad thing,
Right.
as long as it's not the wrong kind of plaque. And I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Plaque is basically a biofilm of bacteria, and it's protecting the bacteria. But if you have a good bacteria inside your mouth, plaque is not necessarily a bad thing. We've just been brainwashed into believing you need to remove all bacteria, which is why they market those things as kills 99% of bacteria. And we think, oh, that's great. What that's really doing is throwing your body. It's like an antibiotic and throwing your body out of whack and the balance out of whack. You can't recoup.
Right.
Your saliva can't function the way it's supposed to. And now you end up with bad breath, which leads to gum disease and cavities. And then that gum disease eventually leads to internal health issues. So.
Yeah, that's so true. And then if we take it one step further, everybody wants white teeth, right?
Oh, everybody wants white teeth.
So let's.
You have yours?
Oh yeah, I'll put mine on.
I call it the electric smile.
All over. No, I love this thing. Well, you explain it.
Yeah. So when I was talking about the enamel, the hard outer shell of your tooth, the thicker your enamel is, the whiter your teeth are going to look. As we get older, it's natural to lose the minerals and not replace them as much as you're losing them. And we can stop that process. And if we can stop that process and remineralize the teeth and rebuild the enamel, the thicker your enamel is, the whiter your tooth is. And the reason for that is this is your dentin in here. And just like on this tooth, it shows that it's blue, your dentin truly is off color. It's typically like a grayish color or a yellowish color. So if your enamel starts to get super thin, you are going to see your dentin through here. So most people turn to peroxide. Right. This is how peroxide works. And this is the reason I developed a system that works naturally, because peroxide is actually causing more damage long-term than what you think it's doing. So peroxide actually pulls the fluid. Remember how I said this is fluid filled in here? It's dehydrating your dentin so that it becomes more opaque. So that when you look at your tooth, you only see clearness through. And so your tooth, it's not rebuilding your enamel, because that would be too smart. That would be the Trina thing to do. Right. It's pulling out and changing the color of the structure inside. The reason peroxide hurts is because once it gets in here to pull out the moisture, it's caustic to your nerves. That's why it hurts. And it can seep into your bloodstream as well and cause issues. So the reason I developed the LED teeth whitening system that I did, I wanted something that was going to not just whiten your teeth, because that's the outcome that we all want. We want whiter teeth so we can feel more confident, smile more, and that's great. But I wanted to get to that end result a completely different way. I wanted to attack the tooth from the outside, because this is the protective. If I can rebuild your enamel, I can keep you cavity free. If I create that environment, I can keep your gums healthy. And I can then whiten your teeth and make you healthier and allow your saliva then to also work with this for 24 hours. So what I did is I created this cool device that works with a gel that is peroxide free. The other key thing is, for anybody out there that's probably over 30 to 35 and still has amalgam or the silver fillings, the mercury fillings, here's a word of warning that there's been literature out for years, but nobody knows this. Amalgam fillings, the silver or the peroxide. So if you're using a peroxide for teeth whitening or peroxide in your toothpaste, peroxide corrodes the mercury fillings and
Oh,
leaches mercury into your body. So
wow.
you want to avoid the peroxide everything. So anyway, that's the other reason I really wanted to create this. So this little device plugs right into your cell phone. It's got a couple different charge or plugs. It has both red and blue LED lights. So the red LED lights are for your gums. If your gums are inflamed, you are at risk for leaching endotoxins into your body, which then can create plaque and other issues. It's been linked to Alzheimer's. It's been linked to diabetes, heart disease,
Cancer. Yeah.
Yep, cancer, everything. So the red is going to help keep your gums, decrease inflammation, and speed healing, increase blood flow. It does. The red LED lights do the same thing for your gum tissue that it's the same type of red light therapy that you would use to beautify your skin. So the blue LED lights then help to whiten your teeth and kill the wrong bacteria, kill the bacteria that causes gum disease and causes cavities. And then the gel that I created, my gel is completely different than anything else that's out there. I really wanted something, I wanted something that was going to work with your body to rebuild the enamel. So I created my teeth whitening gel. You can see it's black, so it's got activated charcoal in this. I'm coming out with a version that's white that doesn't have the activated charcoal. This one has the activated charcoal. It's an olive oil base. It's peroxide free. The olive oil helps. It's like oil pulling. It's actually a better thing to use for detoxing your gum tissue than coconut oil, but the taste is what throws people off. So people mostly use coconut oil. So the olive oil is going to help. It's soothing for your gums and it's going to help detox. The charcoal is going to whiten your teeth and pull toxins from your gums. So heavy metals enter your body typically through your gum tissue. And so if you have heavy metals in your gums, this is going to help get rid of that. It's got 2 different clays in it that are going to help detox your gums, but it's also going to help lay the minerals down for your enamel to get thicker. So while you're doing your treatment, the whole basis behind this is to remove surface stains off your teeth, but rebuild the enamel brick by brick is what I usually say, so that your teeth can be whiter and stronger and more cavity resistant. And then
how long do you keep the mouth guard on?
20 minutes. I usually do 15 or 20 minutes. And I typically tell people that the easiest way to do it is to put a little bit of the gel on your finger or a toothbrush and put it directly on your teeth and then use the system.
Because I would squirt it into the...
And you can do that, but it's a little bit, it stays on your teeth a little bit better and it's a little less difficult to clean.
Yeah.
So I've been telling people the trick is to really put it on your
teeth.
And then put it right on your teeth. And then the essential oils in here help increase blood flow, reduce the inflammation, help with creating the right environment inside your mouth, and then help whiten your teeth as well. So this, the kit comes with 2 syringes, which are 20 treatments. So this is like a 1 month supply. And what we usually tell people is if you do this treatment for 5 treatments a week for 4 weeks, then you should, after that, be able to do just 2 treatments a week. And I say it's a therapy system for life because it really does help with your gum tissue and keep your enamel strong and keep the environment inside your mouth so that when you're not brushing and you're not using this, your saliva is protective and can actually neutralize those acids in your mouth and remineralize your teeth.
That's awesome. I love this product. It's really been helpful. All right. So Trina, you have a free gift for our listeners.
I do. I'm so excited. I like to call it my 30-day dental health challenge. So what it is you get, it's my free offer. So you get a free 30-day supply of my Dirty Mouth tooth powder. Here, let me grab. I have one right here. So believe it or not, this is a 30-day supply. People get this and they go, it's so tiny. There's 60 treatments in here. So this replaces your toothpaste, replaces your mouthwash. You don't want to use either one of those when you're doing this because those are the wrong things. They're gonna kill your good bacteria. Right. But you brush your teeth with this for 30 days. It has 60 treatments in it, and all you have to do is pay the shipping and handling. So that's my 30-day. And with the tooth powder, I'm going to show you how to use it because it's so easy. People think it's difficult. You open this up, you can see it's pretty full. You wet your toothbrush, shake off the excess water, dip it in, and I usually tap it, and then there's not gonna be as much on this. Let me get enough on here so you can see. This is about all you need.
Oh, okay.
when it's wet. That's about it. So that's why there's 60 brushings. When you look at toothpaste on the market is filled with nothing in it that's going to do your teeth or your mouth any good. I have one right here. This one, believe it or not, is what people think is really a healthy brand.
All natural, right?
All natural. And I tell people, if it doesn't have minerals in it, if it's not alkalizing, then it's not going to be something that's promoting dental health. Those are the two things. People think they are brushing their teeth to clean them. And we've been told that's why we brush our teeth. And really, I want to change your thought that if you really look at the reasons that you're brushing your teeth, you're going to clean them. That's the end result, no matter what you're using. In fact, you can use a toothbrush in plain water and brush your teeth, and you will clean your teeth effectively, probably more effectively than when you're using products that are not good for you. Most products, even natural products out there, have ingredients in them that are causing your mouth to be more acidic. I'm trying to find, so this one has fluoride in it, so you want to watch out for that. I'm trying to find all the other ingredients. Here, active ingredients: calcium carbonate, water, glycerin. Here's the key. This is what a lot of people don't know. So natural products like this, most of the time have glycerin in them. The problem with glycerin is that it puts a Band-Aid, I call it a Band-Aid coating or a saran wrap over your tooth. It takes about 20 to 30 good swishes to get glycerin off your tooth. And why is that bad? People tell me glycerin's not toxic. Well, it's not toxic to your body, but to your tooth, it's basically like sugar. What it's doing is putting that coating on. What happens is that minerals can't penetrate through there, through that coating, to remineralize those areas that have lost minerals. So it's really causing you more damage than good. So it's not really protective. And that's part of the problem with this, is that it's got glycerin in it. So it's actually not going to allow your teeth to remineralize and get better, which also means that your saliva, when you're producing the saliva, is the minerals from your saliva aren't going to be able to penetrate either. The minerals from your food aren't going to be able to penetrate either. So you really want to make sure you're brushing with something that's doesn't have glycerin in it, doesn't have any artificial colors, artificial flavors. I even say like the artificial sugars. The reason people ask me about xylitol all the time, there's that big xylitol is protective of your mouth. And while it doesn't feed the bad bacteria, it doesn't necessarily promote good health. The reason why it's not a favorite of mine and I don't use it is because when I was formulating products with it, the amount of xylitol you have to put in there in order to make it sweet is so much that then it decreases your good ingredients. It was really strange. I didn't expect that. And so I was like, that's just not a good trade-off for me. I'd rather have the really good ingredients in there that you're brushing with that are actually going to make your teeth stronger, whiter, your good bacteria grow, and your gums healthy.
Yeah, awesome. So if people want to connect with you and learn more about you, where can they find you, Trina?
Well, of course, primallifeorganics.com is my website. And you can find me on Instagram at primallife.org. I'm always doing videos. We've got a lot of educational information that's up there. I'm also on Facebook, where I do a lot of Facebook Lives, answer questions, interact with people directly. They can ask me questions. And that is Primal Life Organics.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time. I love your products. I love what you do. And I love your passion. I can tell you're super passionate about what you do.
Thanks, Dr. V.
Great.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, and we'll get the link for everybody for the free 30-day challenge. Try it.
Awesome. Absolutely. Encourage everybody to do that for sure. And we'll post the links and everything when we post the blog and the podcast. All right. Thanks, everybody. Until next time, this is Dr. V sending you a big healing heart hug. Mwah. Bye for now.